At the end of the day, she did lose her husband. She lost her kids. Like, I was just with her at the White House.
As you saw, Anna Paulina Luna very clearly said that she lost her husband. She lost her kids. Then we had today, Representative Anna Paulina Luna said, I want to clarify something. I meant to say the kids lost their dad. I do think it's interesting that in the clarification, she did not explicitly state that Erika Kirk does have custody of the children. She just said, oh, I didn't mean to say what I said. Yeah, Anna Paulina Luna, we understand that you said something you didn't mean to say. No one is questioning that. I think everyone is, full well and aware that you were not supposed to say that sentence, that Erika Kirk lost her kids, right? Last night, I did a story about Erika Kirk and whether or not she still has custody of her children. As you might remember, there was this extremely viral video clip of Anna Paulina Luna discussing the matter. And this was on the Patrick Bet-David show, and it raised a lot of eyeballs, as you could probably imagine.
Could have Erika have been involved in any of that? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that she at all had any connection to that. When I see that, it's like you're victimizing the victim, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, she did lose her husband. She lost her kids. Like, I was just with her at the White House, and she's, that's anyone. If that happened to your wife, my husband, like, it's devastating.
She did lose her husband. She lost her kids. This is Congresswoman Anna Paulina, best friend of Benjamin Netanyahu, who is a young congresswoman who used to be a ditzy model, doing, MAGA bikini swimsuit modeling jobs. And now she is overseeing the JFK, 9/11, and Epstein House Select Committees on the file releases, right? So interesting. How does that happen? But let's just listen to that one more time in slow motion so you get it.
Makes sense, because at the end of the day, she did lose her husband. She lost her kids.
She did lose her husband. She lost her kids. Okay, we're not hearing things. We all heard the same exact thing. And I also drew on the, the recently released texts from Erika Kirk to Andrew Colvett, which were then given to Paramount Tactical, which were not supposed to have been released, but he was live streaming and released them anyways, which was this right here. Went to dinner with Charlie. Literally, people are lunatics. Proof she was with her kids at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Don't share. Shocker. He shared them. And the weird thing about these images is, that is purportedly Erika Kirk's daughter and son. I don't know how it happened, but apparently Erika Kirk's son somehow, he aged by 3 years and 10 months, because this was him December 25th of 2024, and allegedly this is him on September 9th, 2025. 2 days before Erika Kirk received news that her husband was unalived, okay? So I don't know. I don't know how possibly she could claim that's her son when that was her son, same son, supposedly, less than a year ago, 8 months ago, 10 months ago, whatever it is. But that is what she claimed. Maybe she or Andrew Colvett will now come out with some sort of a video explainer telling us all that Charlie Kirk's son also has some, genetic, man of steel type mutation that has allowed him to develop within 10 months, the span in which you'd expect to see someone develop, a child develop over the course of 3 years, because they did peddle out that whole line that he had the neck of steel, the man of steel. He had just bones of titanium. And that's why it stopped to the 30-odd 6, right? So that's what they want you to believe. Personally, I'm not believing it, okay? Anyways, well, we have an update in this story. So, as you saw, Anna Paulina Luna very clearly said that she lost her husband, she lost her kids. Then we had today, Representative Anna Paulina Luna said, I want to clarify something. I meant to say the kids lost their dad. PBD podcast is not edited, so it was not changed or taken out. Yeah, it's not edited because it's live streamed. I really do mean, I do believe that I think all of the lip filler, the injections, the Botox that this woman has done has like permeated into her brain, and she can no longer operate as a normal human being, which raises grave questions about, her role as a congresswoman, let alone the congresswoman leading up the House Select Committees on JFK, 9/11, Epstein files. These things doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what we have. That is the United States. Anyways, someone replied and said, no, you didn't. Erika Kirk lost her kids. Now, there's been no official confirmation of this, by the way. But here's what Grok had to say about it. Based on recent reports from court-related discussions on social media and videos, Erika Kirk appears to be in a child custody dispute with Charlie Kirk's parents, with custody reportedly awarded to them amid concerns over the children's well-being. Details vary and include unverified claims, so check official records for accuracy. Well, we don't have any official records. We don't have any official statements. I do think it's interesting that in the clarification, she did not explicitly state that Erika Kirk does have custody of the children. She just said, I didn't mean to say what I said. Yeah, Anna Paulina Luna, we understand that you said something you didn't mean to say. No one is questioning that. I think everyone is, full well and aware that you were not supposed to say that sentence, that Erika Kirk lost her kids, right? The question is whether or not that is a true statement, which I guess you did not properly address in your follow-up on the crisis that was caused as a result of you saying that. Now, we also have some other interesting developments in this story. Sam Parker posted this, said, it's been 12 days since Erika Kirk's failed attempt at an alibi, regarding the Fort Huachuca alibi, right? She says she's been too busy with sick kids to resend a text message to Candace Owens. Does this look like she's too busy to send a follow-up text? Yeah, that is a good question. So she's posting this with her kids. Allegedly, this is a photo that was taken, very recently or just now. I don't know. So that's she, you have this, you have her saying, I'm too busy, I'm with my kids. And then she posts another photo with her kids. This was posted yesterday. Planted seeds of gratitude these last several weeks. The only weird thing about this is that all of those dead leaves on the ground. I mean, if you grew up in an area that doesn't have big white oak trees like there are across like near Illinois and some parts, I guess, near the East Coast and on the East Coast, you just don't see this stuff. I remember when I was little, this is why it stands out to me. I remember when I was little, like I'd always think to myself, I'm like, I wish I could have it like in the cartoons where you have the giant piles of leaves and then you jump into it during autumn time like they do in the cartoons. But we just didn't have that where I grew up, at least in California. Southern California, because of the climate. We don't have giant white oak trees in mass. We have palm trees in mass. So a lot of people posted this and they're like, yeah, that doesn't really look like Arizona. White oak is native to these states in the U.S. And guess what? Guess where Charlie Kirk's parents live? They live in Illinois. So white oak is native to Illinois. It's all across Illinois. You'd expect to see something like that in Illinois. Even if this is not an old photo that she's now posting, even if that is the case, which, could be the case, but even if, it is possible that, she's visiting the kids and she still doesn't have custody of them. That is a sincere possibility considering Charlie's parents live in Illinois, okay? All reliable sources, including Wikipedia news, reports that blah, 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 that Charlie Kirk was born and raised in Chicago suburbs, Arlington Heights and Prospect Heights by his parents. There is no public information indicating they moved elsewhere. Okay. Now, it'd be interesting if we could have one of those people that do like the, what is it called? The geo mapping, geoscoping, where they can like find out exactly where a photo was taken just by looking at it for like 3 seconds. There's those people on YouTube that do it. I'd like to see one of them take a crack at this and help us identify where this was taken. I will say this photo does look like that would very likely be Arizona. Again, but we have no way of really knowing the metadata of the photo when it was taken. But regardless, Anna Paulina Luna really didn't do much in terms of disputing the facts that she alleged that Erika Kirk lost custody of her kids or lost her kids, whatever that means. All she said was, I didn't mean to say that, and it couldn't have been edited out because it was a live stream. Not helping her case. Erika Kirk is not helping her case with these photos. It is all looking very weird to me. And hopefully someone can do a geolocation of where that photo was taken, and maybe we can identify whether or not that's actually in Arizona, because I think that is pertinent. You know, is she lying? I don't know, but the congresswoman did say she lost her kids and did not say thereafter that, no, Erika Kirk did not lose her kids. I misspoke. She just said, well, you know, I shouldn't have said that. It couldn't have been edited out, and it's a live stream. So, yeah, very, very weird, to say the least. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.